I'd like to call the meeting of the Plaquemines Parish Council as the sole governing authority of the Plaquemines Port Harbor Terminal District to order at 3:59 PM. Machines are open for roll call.
I got hit over here.
He has to switch his.
Let the record reflect 5 commissioners are present. Commissioners Jurisic, McCarty, Gooey, and Edwards are absent.
Doing all right?
Next item, please.
Doing all
2, executive session, there are none. 3, status report by the executive port director.
Mr. Tilson.
Okay, financial report, we'll get that displayed here in a second. There are no changes from the last meeting. We did send those reports earlier this week. Were there any questions? And you actually have it in front of you as well. Okay. Any questions on the financials? Yes, sir.
Are we collecting any tariffs from the LNG plants going out?
Yes, sir. You know, I want to say we've collected over 40 vessels, so we are collecting that.
Thank you.
And we're also changing the tariff, so you'll see us make an introduction to make that change to the tariff. That's probably going to happen next week, but that's a very good question, and thank you. Next slide. Plaquemines Pride. She is back in the Port District alongside in Belle Chase, and we have our team of marine inspectors, the ferry team, the rescue engineers. They're all working that vessel right now. She will be inspected by the Coast Guard tomorrow. We would like to commit to have her ready for service on Monday, as of right now, but we're doing everything within our power to run a 12-hour service on Saturday and Sunday, but it is going to depend on the Coast Guard inspection tomorrow. And in addition to the Pride being inspected by the Coast Guard, the Point Lahash will be inspected by the Coast Guard tomorrow as well. So, but that's good news that the Pride will be back in service. And our plan is, if the Pride is in service this weekend, it will only be for 12 hours. We will keep 18 hours in Point Lahash, but starting Monday, we would have 18 hours in Belle Chase with the Pride and 12 hours in Point Lahash with the MV Point Lahash. Any questions?
Q and Mr. Kognovich.
We ain't looking for no 835s, huh? I went through 32 years of inspection and I haven't got one yet, so.
You can put you over there and go start inspecting.
Mr. LaFrance.
Yeah, when and if we get approved, please give me a call and let me know, or email us.
We'll text all of the commissioners, and I'll call you personally.
All right, good, thank you.
And I can tell you the ferry team, they're all over it, and they understand, you know, the urgency to get this done. The Belle Chase 2 is in dry dock at Thomas C. Shipyard now, so she will be out for about 210 days. And we're still moving forward with the new build design. So, I don't know if everyone has heard, but we have a departure from the port. Mr. Brown will be receiving orders any day for up to 2 years being deployed in the U.S. Army. So on the one hand, you know, we here at the port, we're congratulating him, and we're very happy and excited for him because this is an opportunity for him to move from captain in the U.S. Army, position him to become major. So I think this is an exciting time for him. Obviously, he will be a big loss. We are planning a small get-together next Wednesday. So just want to share that. Other than that, I'll let Ms. Bell talk about the rest of the HR update.
Sure, briefly, we have filled the position of HR analyst. Ms. King started on Monday, July 14th. We are also in the process of onboarding the newly selected candidate for legal secretary. Our legal counsel CLO position completed the final round of interviews, and those final stages of selection will happen next week. And we hope to have an offer made by the end of next week to one of the very talented finalists that we were able to attract to the port. The special assistant for the executive director has the first round of screening interviews scheduled for the week of July 28th, so next week. And as just an update, thank you all for the adoption of our recently updated administrative policies to make certain that those are not just on paper, but they are lived, breathed, and understood. The HR staff and myself will be doing lunch and learns with our team members to go over the policies, hear them, share them, make certain that everyone is actually adhering to those policies.
So ferry landing projects, Mr. Brown, you want to carry last?
Yep. For the ferry landing repair, right now, we know Point Lash is in service. We're just finalizing some final walkthroughs and closeout lists for the repair itself. Today, we did have a meeting with FTA in regards to the new ferry landing that we're planning to put adjacent north of the landing now. That meeting went well. The FTA team, they're excited that we're moving along with what we have. We have Hardesty and Hanover on board, of course, and more information to follow with where that progress is. Currently, with Hardesty and Hanover in the state in the design phase. Right now, we're collecting geotechnical data, and permitting has been submitted.
Yeah, and I think just as a note, one of the roadblocks that we've encountered with DOTD is they only have part of the fund for the preliminary engineering and design. So the notice to proceed is not a full notice to proceed on that P&E. And so what we talked about today and what we're attempting to do is to figure out if it's possible for us to use the grant that we have for building that new ferry landing to add that to that preliminary design engineering. I mean, essentially, if you remember, we received that grant 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, we said we will replace the ferry landing in 4 years. Well, we're still at the 4-year point right now. And what we're trying to do is make sure that we expedite to ensure all of the funding is in place. So as we start, that we continue to work this project and keep it on task. Update on the 11-mile rail extension. We did have the Surface Transportation Board here last week, and we estimate that NEPA requirement with Freeze and Nichols will be completed within 12 months. We also, and let me back up, we had the Venable Law Firm here, and we had the Surface Transportation Board in a Teams meeting. So that project is moving, and we're pretty happy with the status of it right now. Peters Road Rail Bypass, no major changes other than there is going to be a major stakeholder meeting. We're going to try to plan it at Boomtown with Jefferson Parish, Plaquemines Parish, and the Port Commission the second week in August. The Peters Road Bridge, I think all of you have seen the introductory resolution from the Port Investment Commission that actually included Peters Road Bridge as one of the major infrastructure projects. So there is a introduction, and this has to go through the legislative session in 2026, but a $250 million commitment for that project to make it happen. So that's very exciting for us because obviously the port has a $7.4 million of raised grant money, and that engineering is moving forward with BKI and DOTD, as well as the parish's project director and the port's project director. But now we could see a pathway to actually making that full bridge connection project happen. And I want to thank Senator Connick and Representative Breaux because there's no doubt in my mind they were both very instrumental, in helping us to ensure that Plaquemines Parish, Plaquemines Ports project actually made that list. The Navy business case analysis is still moving forward. A lot of good stuff. And one of the things that I'd like to add is what from our last meeting that we had here, Commissioner Jurisic said he really would like to see more details in the executive director report. So behind your presentation, I have a narrative in there. And we have some pretty good stuff happening with the Navy business case analysis. So we leave that for you to read. And then we're also sending that to Ms. Toops so that she can actually drop that Word file in as our official minutes.
All right. Public relations update, and I just want to, first and foremost, before I give this update, Ms. McNair could not be with us this afternoon, but truly this is reflective of her work over the past 6 months. So what you see on the screen and in your book, right as we put the new signage up and our new branding on the building, we had a little storm event, and WDSU chose the front of our building as the backdrop for their live broadcast from Plaquemines Parish. So you see that that is up there, and it aired at least 3 times that I saw myself. So just us being seen in the greater metropolitan area. In the little insert box that you see, these are our media insights. Year to date, not including any broadcast and not including the WDSU story featuring the LGP building, we've had an audience of 1 million people, a mobile audience of 894,000, a desktop audience, so on our website, of 142,000, and the sentiment, something that we can now trace with some new software that we've rolled out at the port, is positive, so trending positive throughout the year. In the next area, you'll see our advertising equivalency value year to date. Again, this does not include broadcast media yet, because we literally rolled this software out in the last week, and we're still running reports year to date. But in print and online, the value of those visits that we've received, the print coverage that we've received, is $209,398. So I think that's very important. And you'll begin to get information in this measure so that we are giving you our outcomes and our return on investments in the brand and in communications efforts. I would like to add that I found out today, just before I was coming here, that our economic impact analysis press release was picked up by 543 different media entities with a potential audience of over 100 million people globally. That hasn't happened yet. That's potential. And it ranged, we have hits and views from different media organizations that include AP United States, Yahoo Finance Global, PR Newswire Global, and every other big port city has a media entity from Houston to Chicago to Los Angeles that opened that press release. No coverage yet, but that is how detailed we will be able to give you the results of our work.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Just wrapping it up with the administrative building renovation, the roof replacement is going well. Again, we want to request everyone's patience on the mess around the building right now, and ask everyone to just be cautious as you come and go from the building, because we're a construction project in motion. The generator emergency bypass switch should be done by the end of this month. And then the HVAC detailed design is underway, and that is some of you guys may have experienced the extreme, conditions inside of the building. One day it's hot, the next day it's freezing cold. Well, we will be replacing the entire ventilation system and having better temperature control in the building. So we're pretty excited about that. And then the building detail design, interior and exterior, is underway. And we will be reporting at the next meeting on what our transition plan will be when we start the renovation project inside, which is going to include all of the electrical, all of the plumbing. We're going to be actually taking walls down, putting new walls in. The restrooms are going to be replaced. So we are going to move to a temporary location, and we will report more on that at the next meeting. That concludes the executive director report.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
you actually have a written Word version with a little more detail And we wanted to provide that because we want to be held accountable for the things that we said that we've done. So you have those details. And that's called the Mitch Report.
Accountability. Thank you, Mr. Tilson. Any comments from the audience? All right, your time's up. I'm just joking, Mr. Brock.
Clarence Brock, 156 East Campbell. I'd just like to say congratulations to Mr. Brown, and we're going to miss you. I know Mr. Tillerson is going to need you, going to miss you a lot, and I know you're going to get that promotion. So,
I work nights for us. I don't work nights for us. Days over there, nights for us.
you got to remember that's on me. Mr. Tillerson, you said the week of the 21st, the ferry going to be here, and Saturday is the weekend, so it's not the week of the 20th. So you're one day late.
The weekend's on Saturday, sir,
The ferry,
That's the weekend.
so
but it's part of the week. The week is Sunday through Saturday, sir.
Brock, the ferry arrived last night.
I know.
Yeah, so it's the week of the 21st.
All right.
It arrived.
All right. So, and the reason why I say on weekdays we work, on Saturday and Sunday, that weekend we party.
Right.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the audience? Mr. Kagnovich.
Yeah, Jalen, I'd like to thank you for the work you've done here. Sorry to see you go. Also want to thank you for the work you do for our country. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
I have a couple questions. SP, are we paying them?
We are not.
Okay. And if we need office space while y'all redoing that one, I got a place in Burris we could use. My old office.
Okay, it's a little far.
Hey,
Are you going to pay travel time?
no, yeah. Thank you.
Mr. Champagne.
Again, Mr. Brown, we're gonna miss you on your deployment, and I know you'll do a great job for them like you've done for us. But Mr. Tillerson, have we considered bringing temporary contract labor in to fill his position while he's gone?
Yeah, we've already met with Civil Service. Ms. Lambert was gracious enough to come and sit down and have lunch with myself and Ms. Bell. And let me let her comment on what our transition plan is.
Yes, definitely. So obviously, it's a hard pair of shoes to fill. But we have a transition plan in place. We're working with civil service as this is a classified position. We will be doing a provisional filling of the position with one of our marine inspectors who will manage some of the operations of the Marine Division. But Mr. Tillotson and I have also been in discussion about bringing in some contract labor to offset some of the administrative work that may be left with the gap and some of the planning and project management work. So as soon as Jalen informed us that this was a possibility, we went to work to make certain that we were both following the guidelines and that there would be no gaps in service in this position.
And one other question, Mr. Brown, I mean, you said potentially 24 months on your deployment?
Yes, it'll be 24 months.
It is 24 months?
It is.
Yikes. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, he thinks it's only 24 months. In 10 years, he'll be retiring from the Army.
Mr. LaFrance.
Yes, Mr. Brown, I'd like to thank you for everything that you did, not only for the port, but for the people of Plaquemine Parish. I know you worked very diligently on trying to get our ferry up and running, our situation. And I know you had to deal with a little beekeeping and all that at some time. But again, I appreciated everything you've done. I hate to see you go. Thank you. Not to see taking anything away from Ms. Bell and Ms. Glavion and Ms. King. Y'all all do a wonderful job.
What about me?
Hey, what?
Jury's still,
They make you look
What do
good.
you think? The jury's still out, right? Again, thank you.
Yes, Jalen, you will be missed. I know it is a excellent opportunity for the promotion and everything, and you'll do well, but you have a bright future in ports and in the Army, but you will be missed, especially on ferry issues and your now expertise on ferries. But congratulations, and again, you will be missed. Any other comments? I guess everybody's, we don't only have 5 here, so next item, please.
4, bids and advertisements. There are none. 5, introduction of ordinances and resolutions.
7.
The following ordinances, the following legislation is all under Commissioner Schultz. An ordinance to amend the 2025 operating budget of the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District to appropriate funds to the Ferry Department for the emergency repair to the MV Point Allahash ferry boat, and to authorize the expenditures by Charles D. Tillotson, Executive Director, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance authorizing Charles Tillotson, Executive Director of the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, to purchase land and property more fully described in Exhibit A, owned by Plaquemines Parish Government with respect to parcel 8453924 West Point Allahash to Amore WL, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to amend the 2025 operating budget of the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District to appropriate Water Resource Reform Development Act funding and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution authorizing the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District to enter into a replacement agreement with the State of Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development under the Louisiana Port Construction and Development Priority Program for assistance in the implementation of a port improvement project, providing for the necessary documentation of the need for the port improvement, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. A resolution authorizing the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District to enter into a replacement agreement with State of Louisiana DOTD under Louisiana Port Construction and Development Priority Program for assistance and implementation, it's a long night, of port improvement projects, providing for the necessary documentation and the need for port improvement, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. A resolution adopting the quarterly updates and additions to the policies and procedures for the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to amend the 2025 operating budget of the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District to appropriate Louisiana Port Construction Development Priority Program funding and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. And a resolution creating a one-time holiday on August 29, 2025, in remembrance of the 20th anniversary of the landfall of Hurricane Katrina for the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Thank you. All right, we'll go through deferrals and withdrawals. 6A1 will be deferred. 6B, as in Bravo, will be deferred, and 6E will be withdrawn. 6A1, 6B deferred, 6E withdrawn. Any questions? Huh? 2 items. Next item, please.
6, ordinances and resolutions on second reading and final passage. 6C, an ordinance to amend the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District Manpower Structure Operating Expenditure Budget for the classified position of Ferry Captain 3, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. And this is Commissioner Schultz. Fill in the blanks.
Please fill in the blanks.
Sure. On line 36, the amount of $135,029.31 has been inserted. In the chart, line item 510.005, there's an amendment of $95,643. FICA taxes, $1,386.82. Retirement, $10,520.73, and then another line has been added for group insurance. Object code 517.005, group insurance, an increase of $27,479.76. And that is all.
I offer with those fill in the blank. Second by Commissioner Koknovich. Any comments from the audience? We're adding a position for ferry operations to offer us more flexibility.
I was like Mr. Tillerson also, I remember, last year, a year ago, when, we were short of boat captains, we hired, a bunch of boat captains that retired, and we was paying them like $50 an hour. Are we still doing that?
We definitely, let me let Mr. Brown talk about this on his way out, because I think, I don't want to steal his thunder. You know, his last board meeting, he should really be able to express our excitement on what has just occurred.
Okay.
So your question asked about those ferry captains we brought in under Glow Resources. Yes, we still have them. We utilize them sparingly where we need to. Our guys still have the time to take annual leave or sick leave. Right now, we're in a good place. We're in a good place with our staff. We still have some positions to fill on the engineer side and the deckhand side. But now we're in a spot where our guys can actually take annual leave and we'll have to call them in for overtime. So, if that answers your question.
The only reason why I admire those guys for coming off the retirement.
And-
I admire those guys for coming off the retirement, because you asked me to come back out of retirement, I'm not doing
But look, the best part, as of last week, through our work with civil service and Miss Shannon, Miss Patrice, the level of pay have finally increased across the board for our licensed employees. So retention is there. We're like the shining jewel when we come to maritime positions in the state of Louisiana. Everyone wants to come work here now. So we're in a good place in our fire department.
I'm glad to hear that. Thanks.
I mean, that's literally been 2 years' worth of work, and we also want to commend civil service because they worked very closely with us to make this happen. It wasn't easy, but we were able to get it done, so I'm excited, and I'm happy that Mr. Brown gets to report on that on his last board meeting here.
Commissioner
At least for
Kognovich, we have a position for you.
Any other comments
You'll be
from,
back in 2 years. You can hire him.
from the audience? Administration? You don't want to say anything, Mr. Konovich? Machines are open. Passes 5-0. Next item, please.
D, a resolution authorizing Charles D. Tillotson, Executive Director of the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, to adopt the Port Security Plan Vulnerability Assessment and updated maritime policies and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Commissioner Schultz.
I offer ask for a second. Second by Commissioner Kognowich. Any comments from the audience? You sure? This is the first thing you ever got? You got up for everything. Administration, table, machines are open. Passes 5-0. Next item, please.
8, approval of the minutes from the July 10th, 2025 regular meeting.
Second.
Offered by Commissioner LaFrance, second by Commissioner Newsom. Any comments from the audience? Administration, table, machines are open. Machines are open. 5-0. Passes 5-0. Motion by Commissioner Kognowich. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Newsom. Machines are open. Mr. Champagne. Verbal, yes. We have adjournment. 5-0. We have adjournment at 4:28 p.m.